Good morning, Dubai. As the international gap between countries seems to be closing, cultural gaps still persist. In response to that, the Best Of series bridges these voids through showcasing illustrated success stories of both entrepreneurs and enterprises from around the world, including over 10 countries worldwide, among them being Sydney, LA, Washington, D.C., South Africa, and Abu Dhabi, to mention but a few.
Here to tell us more about it is Regional Director of Global Village Partnership, Mr. Matt Davis. Matt, welcome to the programme.
Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
This looks like a fascinating publication. When did it begin?
It's in its third year in terms of a global enterprise that's gone from just 3 books, South Africa and Dubai, to now we've got Egypt, we've got Jordan underway, Singapore has just come out, and with the updates since I've last given them to you, we've gone from 10 countries to now 20 are happening. Washington, D.C., Las Vegas, and New York are next.
Oh, wow. And what kind of inspired the Best Of?
Well, it's the oldest story in the book, and simply that, success stories about individuals, entrepreneurs, and enterprises that are making positive economic contributions to the commercial development of these emerging markets or developing countries. And we take a snapshot in terms of global indexing and breaking the economy down into select participants who celebrate their success and, provide the deserved recognition and reward for their, outstanding contributions to the region.
The concept is on point, but I imagine that you faced quite a few challenges along the way. Can you mention some of them?
Well, there's always the question in terms of how the book is circulated and distributed, and basically we try to express our interest and try our best to represent the best interest of the community itself. In terms of it being a community project, we represent all of the economic industries, everything from the Department of Economic Development, to travel, tourism and commerce marketing, to education, universities, K through 12 education, because we're dealing with a knowledge-based economy, and smart clients as well as partners who deserve only the best in raising cultural awareness.
Matt, I was going to ask you about circulating this publication. Is it available off the shelf, or do you really specifically have that target reader?
Yes is the answer to not just those 2 questions, but every other one, because it serves as not only a retail item that you can find at numerous bookshops and retail outlets for various prices, because we promote and support a free market economy, and you're going to see a grocery store with a bookshop, a book section, and a bookshop with it priced somewhat competitively different depending on where it is. The greatest way to get a copy of this is either to see it for free at a control-free distribution point, such as a coffee shop or a lounge or VIP business class section, whether it be an airport or an upscale 5-star hotel, or getting it as a corporate gift from the companies and businesses or the entrepreneurs or governments that are featured in it, who order between 50 and 500 copies of the book with their corporate logo, either silver embossed on the front cover, or ordering a wraparound cover and giving it out as a corporate gift and giving back to the community for their high net worth investor, distinguished visitor, dignitary, using it for trade shows and exhibitions. Really, there's no end to how companies can do this. The distribution comes from our Dubai office sending 1,000 of these over to the South Africa office, and the South Africa office sending us 1,000 of theirs, and we cross-distribute them for marketing purposes. And that's where the participants gain value from, being seen locally with their success story, as well as being seen internationally.
Yeah.
We've got a couple of copies of this, which we're going to take a look at in just a little while. Now, this is an annual publication. How long does it take to put this together, and what do you do for the rest of the year?
Well, it takes about a year in terms of 10 months worth of concentrated time, effort, and resources in being given the positive referrals, because, again, there's the necessity and our need to identify that yes, this is a paid participation. Companies pay to participate, but they participate by invitation only. It's not for just anyone who can afford to be. It's like going out to dinner with a very select group of people. You don't want anybody sitting at your dinner table who can afford the menu prices. You want to make sure that you're feeling comfortable with the people through trusted referrals and invitations to sit there based on their positive reputation in good standing in the community, and the trusted referrals via word-of-mouth business platforms from trusted leaders and professionals in the business community, whether it be the Rotary Club or the American Business Council or Business Network International. We have done our due diligence and been smart from the start in getting the respected professionals in the community who say, I know about a story you should consider. That way it saves us the hassle of trying to door knock and identify the companies that we would like to participate. And then in the end, it is beneficial for a company to celebrate their success story in here, because rather than having them be in a newspaper or a magazine with a short-term shelf life, this is forever. It's a permanent collection in terms of an extended shelf life.
It's not time relevant in any way.
No, that's why we don't put years on them. There's different volumes, such as CD collections. You know, you don't put years on them. You put the volume on them, and they go into either a bookshelf, a coffee table, VIP lounge, or, for example, each one of these books, whether it's 2 kilograms or 1 kilogram, first or second volume, it's about 2.5, let's say 1 to 2 gigabytes worth of PDF files that we are uploading to our online library, so that if you want to see any of these through globalvillageproduct.com, you can download any of them at free of cost. So we're establishing a very, very interactive online multimedia.
I was going to ask, that was my next question. It's part of a bigger picture and this bigger multimedia project. So tell us about that.
Well, we're looking basically to gain easy access to view and read these books and the success stories associated with the economic development of the countries, the cities, the states that they represent, so that you don't have to pick up one of these or try to get one sent to you. Of course, they'll be available online bookstores through our own website in the near future, which we're currently developing. There's a lot happening with our growth and expansion, and currently we're dealing with some of the problems that are associated with success, and that's, you know, growing too fast. We're just trying to bring it down a little bit and deal with a comfortable cruising speed.
Well, that's a great challenge to be faced with, growing too fast and being too successful. I'd have to say there's not much to complain with there.
That's right. We're trying to use the lessons learned in the past from other companies that haven't done so well and make sure that...
Let's take a look at this. Now, as regional director, Matt, what does your job entail? Do you have to go around the region and meeting the people?
Not just the regions, but basically, yes. I've gone from being regional director to the director of GVP regions, which is, you know, Global Village Partnerships. And what we do is, in looking for products and services of enterprises and entrepreneurs in emerging markets or developed countries, we look at the gross domestic product. So GVP promotes the GDP of these territories that represent our title. So I'm doing a lot of traveling and dealing with putting out newsletters and making sure that the human capital and knowledge repository that we have in our other regions are being recognized and establishing a synergy, not only here locally but with our other territories, while at the same time making sure that, for example, Best of Thailand is unique in its own marketing and cultural aspects, as Dubai is unique in its own as well.
We just saw a picture there of Black Canyon, which was quite a surprise. I thought I was looking at a cookery book. It was absolutely delicious. Susie, now...
I've got the best of South Africa.
And I'm holding here the Best of Dubai, which features Healthcare City.
Healthcare City, you've got Al Habib Medical Center and the American University of Beirut, and Dubai Healthcare City, and its success story and how quickly it's growing and getting Harvard Research Medical Foundation and some of these other outstanding medical schools as well. It's just
I've got to say, Matt, when I was reading about all this, the Harlem Globetrotters, who are
we just had them on the show.
Yeah, they're here in the UAE very soon. Reading about this, you know, setting up for this interview, I was thinking, oh, I wonder how this is going to work. But now actually seeing this and feeling it, it's tangible. It's a great read. It's certainly a fascinating read and you know, you can picture yourself in that departure lounge in the business class or in the coffee shop and finding out about the place where you're either staying, you know, you're a resident, or just passing through. It's a fascinating read. It always feels like the atlas to me.
Yeah.
When I was growing up.
Well, it's almost like the atlas of a place.
Yeah.
South Africa or Egypt.
Tells you who's who and how they came to be.
And it's all about the community as a whole and breaking it down into individual economic industries and the success stories of businesses that are in these industry-specific chapters, and we tailor package in a bespoke branding way through our customized wraparound covers. For example, you've got Mashreq Bank there, and then underneath that is another way to look at it with Al-Mal Capital. So there's different variables in terms of how a participating company can order. They'll order between 15, let's say 500 books and use them for these, you know, corporate gifting or giving back to the community, and this could be Maastricht Gold. This could be Audi with their new
Right.
car. Or, we've gone from Audi last year to having Bentley and Aston Martin this year. So we're really targeting.
Really personalizing
Absolutely,
each book.
absolutely.
That's fantastic. Well, I hope that your journey of success continues.
Well, thanks very much. My success is always dependent upon.
When are
you.
you going to feature in that?
We're right here at the beginning. Of course, we have to add face value. And
Matt
actually,
wouldn't let anything pass him.
Of course.
I assure you.
Fantastic.
Nice one.
my
Great.
pleasure.
Great. Thank you so much for being on the show.
And thank you. And this is a little gift for you because
That's
it's all
very
about
kind
so
of
you.
much.
you.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
That was
That's
for
great.
me.
Thank
Did you
you.
see the way he was looking at me, Jeff?
There you are.
Thank you very much. After the break, we'll be making
much.
the Dutch connection with Director of Art at Choir, Josine Kwang.